Let's do this. Welcome to another Earthworks Hub live session. And this is a special live session because I'm going to have a guest on here with me. And judging by the merch that I'm wearing, hopefully you can tell who my guest is going to be. So I'm going to have Daniel from MOBA joining us. I'm excited to hear all about MOBA. So I did do a video recently where I attended their site in Epping in Victoria, and we did go through a lot of stuff there, but this is an opportunity where we will be able to speak to Daniel directly and ask direct questions. So I'm going to have a whole bunch of questions that I've already pre-prepared. Got to fix my English. But I have got a bunch of questions I've already got in mind, and you are welcome as well to send questions as we speak. So that's the whole point of the live session, and I do have to thank Daniel for coming on and doing it live, because not many people like doing these podcasts. They get a little bit scared and nervous, let alone doing it live. So yeah, my hat goes off to Daniel for electing to do it live. So I'll invite him on in a sec. Let me just do my formalities. Like I just said, thank you to everyone that's been jumping on. I can see a whole bunch of people. So MOBA's already on. Cooper, Damien, M. Attar, Northern Civil, J. Panam, Ascend, Northern Civil, I said that already, sorry. Jude, hey, Dylan, Jenna Henry, there's heaps of people here. Jenna Troy, Harry Dent, oh, Jack Healy's here, Streamline Excavation, Tilney's, a whole bunch of people, and a whole bunch on TikTok. And everyone on TikTok, because I have a guest, you will not be able to hear what we're saying, so I will switch TikTok off once I put the guest on. Okay, before we go on to the guest, Morgs has joined, thank you as well. Before we go on and speak to Daniel, I have to do a quick shout out to someone that I said I'll do it for during the week, and that is for JR Dirtworks, who's just started, got a little 1.7 tonner and starting out. And it feels really good because sometimes I get people just randomly send me a message saying, "Hey bro, I'm really just giving you a shout out to say, or just reaching out to say thank you very much for everything that you're doing for the community, for the industry." And it makes me feel good, man. It makes me feel like it's all worthwhile. Everything that I'm doing is worthwhile. And just that positive feedback I get from people just randomly that don't even have to say anything. They could just leave it. But they actually send out a personal message. It really means a lot to me. So JR Dirtworks, I don't know if he's joined this evening, but thank you very much for that positive feedback. And like I said, it does make me feel appreciated. It makes me feel like I've got to keep going and doing this. So thank you very much to JR Dirtworks. We're also looking for an insurance broker to come on the show. So if anyone is an insurance broker or knows a broker that might consider coming on and having a chat, I'd really like to get a broker on here next to talk about insurance. So we all obviously have to insure our equipment. It'd be good to hear from someone on how we can lower our premiums, what we can do to make our equipment safer, and how all that insurance side of the business works. So if anyone is a insurance broker or knows someone that might be interested, please send me a message. Earthmoving Warehouse has joined. ProScope, Doug Sparks as well. Thank you. Doug joined me live the other day while I was operating. We did a bit of a co-host thing, so thanks for joining me the other day, Doug. And just a quick shout out then before I start the interview. A quick shout out to all my sponsors. One being MOBA Australia, Network Finance, the Bole Group, Melbourne Tractors, Spartan Machinery, Nexgen Landscapes, JR Safety Co, Digga, Godings, Earthmoving Warehouse, who just joined earlier. We've also got Two Savage, Hard Hat Watches, and Telesin. And then a big announcement is another partner / sponsor, RecordTime. So RecordTime has joined this week. You'll see that coming up on the website this week as well. I thought I'll just let you know in advance. So RecordTime, they provide your business with digital solutions, so digital management and compliance tools. So, like your dockets, your timesheets, all your plant maintenance, risk assessments, all your pre-starts, swims, all that sort of stuff. These guys provide little packages that help you manage your business better and do it all using apps and digital technology rather than paperwork. So RecordTime, and I will be having Curtis from RecordTime on the podcast very shortly to explain how they work and what they offer. So keep your eyes peeled for that. All right. So, without further ado, that was the formalities. I'm going to invite Daniel on. Daniel, like I said, man, thank you very much for joining us. And thank you once again, before I even go any further, for sponsoring, partnering with us, sending me all these goodies. I
No,
do
no
really
problem at
appreciate
all.
it. No, excellent, excellent. Now, Daniel, is it Ramondetta? Is that
Yeah,
how you say it?
Ramondetta.
Ramondetta.
Yeah,
There you go. Is that Italian or something? Is it?
yeah,
Yeah,
Italian
yeah.
surname.
There you go. Giveaway. There's a giveaway. All right. So, Daniel, you're from MOBA Australia.
Yep.
Tell us, is that your business or do you just work for them? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so we're a global company, and MOBA Australia is a subsidiary. So we're owned by MOBA Germany, but we have our own P&L and L and everything's done locally. We're one of 20 subsidiaries around the world. So, we've got, MOBA Italy, for example, MOBA Spain, MOBA US, and yeah, and here we are.
All right. So, MOBA's worldwide, man, not just an
Yeah,
Aussie brand, yeah?
worldwide. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's big, man. That's big. All right. So maybe before we go more and talk more about MOBA, let's just do a quick rundown. Maybe just tell us a little bit about yourself, just so people get to know you.
Yeah, so I started 24 years ago. Started as in a traineeship, and then from a traineeship, I went into doing assembly, repairs, sales manager, and then managing director. So in 2018, MOBA bought a business called MC Lasers. That's where I was previously working, and then from 2018, I've been the managing director and moving the company forward here.
All right. Awesome, man. Yeah, I remember MC lasers. Yeah, I think I had a couple of their lasers. Yeah.
Yeah, so we're building, and we still do build locally, like you showed in your walkthrough. But besides the products we sell from MOBA Germany, we also do, yeah, we still continue that MC Lasers products. Obviously, they've lifted quite a bit under the MOBA umbrella now. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, going back to what you were just saying, so for everyone that has probably seen the video that I posted, that I came out to the Epping site and you took us through and showed us sort of what you guys do. We probably have answered a lot of questions that people already have, but for anyone that hasn't, this is a good opportunity for people to ask as well, like any other questions they've got, and also a chance for me to ask some deeper questions. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot more than what we just showed in that video.
Yeah. Bring
All right.
the questions on, no dramas at all.
Bring it on, man. Bring it on. We'll take it easy, but yeah, we won't go nuts. Uh, all right. So let's maybe talk about the business a bit more. So how long has the business actually been operating in total?
Yeah, so the MOBA Group was formed in 1972. So we celebrated our 50 years a few years back. So 50 years in business, based in Limburg, Germany, and that was created by Paul Harms. And now it's under the leadership of Volker Harms, who's the new managing director or the managing director, second generation, and taking the company forward. And look, we do everything mobile automation. Yeah, so that could be anything in the civil space, which we all know, but also other industries such as road construction, also waste management solutions. So quite a broad spectrum of products. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's not just like excavators or civil machines. It's like a whole range of other things too. Because
Whole
I have
range
seen on your
of products.
website,
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
like asphalt machines and stuff profiles. They will have the MOBA stuff on there as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're quite big in that space. So I mean, major road contractors definitely use our products, and they come normally as a factory fitted option. So like you see with Caterpillar, for example, they got Trimble factory fitted. In the paving space, a lot of these pavers come factory fitted with MOBA. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool, cool. Yeah, there you go. Now what I was going to say, so you do like OEM stuff as well, you're saying, yes? So like you
We
say
do.
cat, yeah.
Yeah, so not only box solutions that we manufacture globally and sell, we also do a lot of OEM hardware, and we sell that OEM to the likes of Caterpillar, for example. Volvo is another one, Dynapack, and they use not a full solution, but a part of our product. So that could be an IMU sensor, it could be one of our ultrasonic sensors. So they use products of ours to fulfill what they're trying to build for the customer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then what about your products? So on the video, I was actually very surprised when I came out to your site that we did still make a lot of stuff here in-house in like in Melbourne even, man.
Yeah.
But where is most of your products sort of manufactured?
It's it's probably depends on the product, but it's probably a 70-30 split. So we do quite a bit here in Victoria, in Melbourne. So, we'll manufacture our 2D solutions for skid steers. That's a automatic blade control. We'll do visual systems for excavators, so magnetic receivers that go on the side of the excavator. We build pipe lasers here locally. So we do quite a lot here. But some of the products that we get from Europe is our 2D Excite products, our 3D products, our road quality products. They all come from Europe.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. All right. And we've got a question here. Sydney Rockwalls is asking, can the Duo V2 have a software update, or do you need to buy the newer version?
And you can get a software update. So depending on how old it is, but the V2 is the later version. So normally if you send that in to us, there's no charge for a software update. Normally we give it a service at the same time, but send it in to us and we give it a software to the latest version it can handle. Yeah.
All right, there you go. No, good to see people interacting. Thank you for
100%.
interacting, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so yeah, pipe lasers and that. And you were saying in the video too that a lot of the guys here, a lot of civil companies are using your pipe lasers, yeah?
Yeah.
Like
So
Simon Brothers and
yeah, we've got Simon Brothers on board. We've got Winslow, quite a huge fleet of pipe lasers. I think they started with us in the 90s. They've got over 50 of our pipe lasers working. BMD's another big one. So yeah, a lot of major contractors using our products. Yeah.
Yep. No, awesome. Sydney Rockwell saying he's going to give you a call tomorrow. So there you go.
Welcome anytime.
Yeah, that's it. All right. So what do you specialize in? I know we're sort of jumping around a little bit, but what do you actually specialize in? What type of equipment is that?
Yeah, so it's everything at the moment. It's everything civil based. So really, it's if you're a sole operator and you're looking to get into the how you can put technology on your machine, it could be a simple magnetic receiver. It could be a 2D or 3D solution. You could automate a blade on your front mounted on a skid steer, for example. Yeah. 2D, 3D systems for dozers. That's what we mainly specialize in. We also started a new segment just this year, which is waste management. That's a little bit different to what we do here, and that's where we put solutions on waste trucks. So we weigh the waste in a bin, and we also then tag that back to the business that owns it. So a lot of councils are looking at that solution, and it's something new and exciting for us here.
Awesome. Yeah, and I saw that you guys also do like for loaders, you can do the receipt printing and with the weights and stuff like
so
that.
we've got weighing solutions for wheel loaders, so for quarries. We also manufacture a lot of lasers, like we mentioned. So not only pipe lasers, but some tunnel lasers, and some of those tunnel lasers they're used for coal mines. So BHP, Rio Tinto, Anglo America, they're using our products as well. Not just here, but also in some of their offshore mines.
Yeah, cool. All right.
Yeah.
And what I know you're predominantly want to push your own product, but can you service like other brands as well?
We do, yeah. So I mean, on the laser level front, we'll do Topcon, Leica, Trimble, or really anything that somebody brings in. Our turnaround time is quite quick, and that's why a lot of customers do decide to go with us. We obviously prefer you have our own product, but one day, hopefully everyone gets there. But it's a good way. Obviously, when a customer comes in with his Topcon, we obviously show him what we can do, other products that we have, and that's why we encourage it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I suppose. Yeah, there's no reason to turn them away. You can bring them in, and you might actually
Yeah,
get
100%.
a future customer. Someone's asking Mo's asking about weighbridges. Is that? I think he means, do you do weighbridge stuff?
No, we don't. No, only weighing solutions for the waste vehicles and also loaders. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we sort of touched on this a little bit. So I was going to ask you, like, what do you work on any other equipment apart from earth moving, which you sort of probably already just touched anyway. So you're saying that your portfolio for that is like council and stuff, yeah, and special
Yeah.
waste
So
holders.
so for the waste side, it will be mainly councils or specialty companies who service households, for example, who service businesses. That will be this special unit which we started a few months back.
Oh yeah. All right. So I did the video recently where I came to your Epping site. Where are you guys actually based in Australia? Is it just Epping, or
Yeah.
is it more
Yeah,
places?
so we're only based in Epping in Victoria. Look, we sell two ways to the market. We sell both directly, but also we sell via a range of distributors. So it all depends on what the product is, how much service and support is needed. So yeah, definitely in every state, essentially, you can buy MOBA products through either ourselves or one of our registered dealers.
Yeah. And how big are you guys? Like, how many sort of employees do you guys have?
Yeah, so we're 20 people locally here, and that's a range of service people and engineers who build our products and sales. And then we're 1,000 people globally. We do share quite a lot of resources as well. So, if we've got a peak, obviously we can use some of those shared resources. But as I mentioned, we sell through distributors, so I guess that's an extension of our workforce. So, those distributors aren't only selling the product, they also service the product. Yeah, so they've got full service capabilities as well. So I guess in a way that's an extension of our team. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. And when I interviewed Encon recently, they have like a similar setup. Yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of their distributors do a lot of stuff for them. Now,
Australia's a
Brad,
big Australia, as you know, it's a big place to handle. So it's yeah, you really do need a good network. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, that's understandable. Bradley Sim is asking anything in New Zealand.
Yeah, so we've got two dealers in New Zealand. We've got Accurate Instruments. They're in Auckland. They're also in the South Island as well. And then we've got Level NZ. Actually, and then the third one, Sharpgrade as well. So yeah, we've got three distributors who handle different products in New Zealand for us. So yeah, definitely you can reach out to them and they can get your product.
Awesome. All right. And then yeah, we touched a little bit on your typical customers, but who are like your main clients, and is any and what are the bigger companies that we'd probably know?
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, Winslow, BMD, in the asphalt space, Fulton Hogan, Downer. Yeah, and it's really a mix of customers. So we got both obviously tier one, tier two contractors, but really a lot of owner operators, some of who log in here and view your feed. So I mean, it's a real mix of customers. So we're not just for the corporate, we're not just for the owner operators. We're really a mix of all customer groups. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And I know Jack Healy from EMBE is one
Yep.
of your main
Yeah.
main guys. Is what setup has he got on his
Yeah, so
system?
He's got the Excite 3D solution from us. And I think maybe I'm wrong, Jack, but I think you started with the magnetic receiver originally and then you progressed on. And that's what a lot of customers do with us. So, we've got this whole product portfolio where, you don't need to just go straight to 3D. There's definitely a 2D market, a visual laser market. It really depends on what your needs are, and then you grow with us and yeah. And hopefully we'll give you
Yeah,
the service to come back to us. Yeah, that's the whole aim of the game.
yeah, that's it. And he's got like he's moved on and actually got a system in his excavator, a system in his posi track.
And he's got the same system in his PosiTrack as well, so the Excite system as well. So it's quite a lot of different products for us. And look, Jack's a big advocate of the MOBA brand, and we really appreciate that. So yeah, we really hope he continues flying the MOBA flag for us. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and he's a nice guy too. So he's
he is, no,
he's good to have on
100%.
board. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Awesome. I want to ask you some specific questions now. So this will probably
Okay,
be a
you're
lot
gonna
of
make
us.
me nervous. All right,
Yeah,
let's go.
no, 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 it's all good. Don't worry, nothing bad. I just want to ask, like, for example, oh wait, what's Jack Healy's responding? A TC 45
Yeah,
Pro.
so so that was one of those magnetic receivers I think I showed you when he came in. So Jack started with that product, and then obviously went on to go for the full 3D solution. Obviously he's got a rover as well. He's got the skid steer solution. So it's a good way where a customer jumps on with us. They spend a couple of $1,000 and it's a simple product, but now they've gone on and on with us. Yeah,
Yeah, like the next level. Then, yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. I suppose it's good.
And we got
It's
yeah
it's good.
a
Yeah,
lot of
people can
customers
grow.
like that.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
grow with it. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And look, a lot of customers are obviously scared with technology as well. So they need to start with you. They need to, evolve their business and make sure there's a return on investment. And that's what we provide. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. All right. So I just want to ask some specific questions, and a lot of good, just because I know a lot of people will probably have these similar questions. So I'm going to talk about the dumpy first. We call it the dumpy.
Yep.
It's the laser level, the little laser level you see always on all little building sites. People doing site cuts or whatever with them. The spinning laser, and they've got the staff. So just a quick question. How often do they need calibrating? Because I've heard that when you get one, you can't just keep it forever. They need calibrating.
Yeah. So they need to be serviced really every 12 months. Even some bigger contractors get it done every 6 months. and that guarantees its performance. We test it against known devices of calibration, so that way when we give it back, it's guaranteed. We give you a certificate if required. And also what we do a little bit more than just checking the calibration is the full service. So that's a full clean, wash the concrete off it, maybe grease the bearings, grease the internal shafts. It all depends on what the product is. But yeah, we do the full service and calibration every 12 months, definitely, or depending on your use, every 6 months. Yeah.
Oh, there you go, man. There you go. Yeah, I heard
So
it was
make sure
roughly.
you get those lasers checked.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. Because a lot of guys, I imagine, would just have one and just throw it in and out of their truck and use it for years and never really get it calibrated. And they could be off.
Yeah.
It could be off like 10, 20 mil more.
100%.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just quickly, I've noticed JR Dirtworks has joined. So JR Dirtworks, if you're still on here, I did a quick little shout out to you a bit earlier at the start. I just wanted to say thank you. He just sent me a message during the week, giving me some positive feedback about what I'm doing. So thank you very much, man. Makes me feel appreciated, JR Dirtworks. Thank you. And people are saying they do it every 6 months. And someone said here, Bradley Sim saying the bullseye needs calibration. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So why do they need calibration? Yeah. So that was my next question. So why do we actually?
A couple of reasons. So it's a mechanical device inside. So obviously, there's thermal changes that happen. Of course, contractors they drop it. They don't tell us they drop it, but they definitely dropped it, or they throw it in the back of the ute and drive on a construction site as they do. And so these are the reasons. Yeah. And of course, you imagine like a car engine. You've got mechanical parts inside. They need to be lubed up. They need to be greased up. So definitely, there's a few parts to it.
Yeah, it's not like I'll just buy it, set and forget, and that's it. Just keep using it. Yeah. All right. That was going to be my next question. What happens if you drop it? Yeah. What about the other thing is, why does it always say do not look at the red laser? Why does it always say never stare at it?
Yeah, so there's different class of lasers. So there's class 1, 2, 3. That's in our industry, and of course it goes on to other classes for medical. But class 1, 2, 3, there's different power. We call it milliwatts, and so there's different precautions you need to use depending on what classification you've got. For example, if it's a class 3 laser, don't set up at eye height, for example, or there's different precautions to take all the time. You mentioned before, just going back one more. If somebody does drop a laser, of course, I always say get that laser checked. But even if you're on site, if you just give it a quick 180-degree turn and check the height of it, especially if it's a level laser, that's just a quick way to check the instrument. Just self-check it on itself. And some contractors don't do that. They don't know that. For us, it's something that we do quite often. Just rotate that laser around, check its height on a datum, and make sure that it's not reading out.
Yeah. And I think I've seen a couple with a green light now. What's the difference between the green and the red?
Yeah, so a lot of tool shops. So traditionally, I'll go back because this causes me. I don't like it. Yeah, but I'll start. So what happens is red lasers is traditionally, green laser more visible. Yeah, so typically pipe lasers, guys doing suspended ceilings, they normally want green lasers because they're more visible. And these days, I won't say which tool shops, but major tool shops, they bring in their own lasers these days, and they bring in one model with a green beam, and they sell it for whoever wants it. And that caused an issue. If ever you want to go to machine control later, most machine control receivers only work with a red beam laser, so it catches a fair few customers out. They bought a cheap laser from a tool shop, and straight away when they say it's a green beam, I know they bought it from a tool shop. And they always say, I bought it from the guy down the road, tool shop. And but they don't work with not only our own, but a lot of machine control receivers, and then the customer needs to buy a new laser. Yeah,
I never thought of that, man. That's so true. Yeah, because I've seen a few plumbers turn up with like a green one, and I was like, oh, that's different.
Green is great for pipe laying because it's more visible.
Yeah.
A line laser that you're going to use inside a factory or to set up something, green beam's more visible. But when you're using a laser receiver, there's no advantage between red and green. So red is typically what we recommend to buy.
Yeah. And then Callum Sim is saying his crew runs 24/7, so they do regular. I think he means regular servicing. Another question actually just popped up in my head. Sometimes I've been on sites and people say, "Oh, the beacon is affecting the laser." Is that true? Can that actually affect the laser?
No, so the beacon can affect some of the receivers, the handheld receiver or the bullseye. So that's what the
Oh,
beacon can affect. So the newer versions and the ones that we sell have an anti-strobe on it, so they can detect the strobe and automatically block it out. But some of the older versions that you see on the market, they can be affected 100%. Yeah,
oh.
by just a spinning light. Yeah.
There you go, man. There you go. All right. Yeah. So just some questions that I thought a lot of people will probably will have for you,
Yep.
and they may not have thought about it, but now there you go. I've probably open their minds for it. Let's talk a little bit more then about your actual products.
Yep.
Um, what's happened here? Hang on. Bradley Sim is saying, "Do you think Earthworks Hub sends to New Zealand?" Um, sends what though? I don't know.
Maybe your
Depends.
merch. Maybe the
Maybe my merch.
merch. Yeah.
I think it does. I think it does send merch there. So if you have a look on the site, because I use a third party to do it. So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely have a look. And Stowe's Earthworks is saying, so would it be something MOBA looks into to have the receiver accept both red and green laser?
Yeah, so our handheld receivers accept red and green by default. The machine receivers, look, it's quite a low demand, so we don't do it. But if demand picks up and I guess tool shops sell more lasers, then we probably will. But there is a fair bit to it, yeah. So there's a filter, there's a sun sensitivity, there's quite a lot of technical bits to it. But yeah, it could be something that we could do. Technically, it's possible. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, good answer, man. Tell us a little bit more about your products now. So, what products have you got? Like, let's start with like basic, and then work our way to premium,
Yeah,
I
so I
suppose.
think look, let's look at the excavator space. That's the most, sold machine really. So, we start with the magnetic receiver. We call it the R45 TC or Pro, and it's a visual receiver. So basically, a laser hits it, and it will say to the operator to go up, go down, or when you're level. Yeah. Um, our ones are a little bit different from other ones on the market, so they will automatically compensate for the dipper arm not being plumb. So with these receivers, you need to have, your excavator arm is essentially your staff. So you keep that excavator arm plumb, your bucket flat, and you take a reading. And with the version that we sell, that arm can be on a bit of an angle, and it will automatically compensate. Yeah. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's the first product that we do for excavators,
So that's
and
sorry.
then we go in.
So the
Yep.
magnetic one, that's the one that you put on the dipper arm. You can bolt it on or put it
Yep.
magnetic, and then that will just sit on the arm while you're working. Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
yeah,
Perfect. And yeah, and like I
right.
said, the big advantage is that arm can be on an angle
Yeah,
automatically. The receiver, its green center position moves depending on what the angle is. Yeah, so it's
oh,
a really nice feature. And then we go to our 2D solution. And a 2D solution, and maybe people know, maybe they don't, but I'll just explain it. So 2D basically, it will give you your height, always to you the teeth of the bucket, irrespective if your bucket's rolled in, rolled out. So you always know where the teeth are relative to your cut. And 3D being, we know obviously the position as well as the height. Yeah.
yeah,
So just
yeah,
so people know. So a good example, if you're doing a house cut or a factory cut, 2D is often good enough. If you want to do your own infill design, like a V drain or you work in a subdivision, you know where the curve is, 3D is what you need. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So people often talk about how you can just get a set of plans and upload them into the system, and then that'll like give you the heights. Is that how it actually works? Is it that simple?
Um, Pretty much. There's a few things to know. There's a few check things to
Yeah.
know. But once you know them, and we've got a check sheet. Essentially, yeah, you can get your plans. You can load them. The old way was via USB. These days, we do that via the cloud. So the surveyor, for example, can automatically load those files to your machine. And that's not only great initially. It's if those designs change, they can upload them. You'll get an alert to say, "Hey, there's a new set of plans," and that's great for big jobs. Yeah,
Yeah,
there where we do that by the cloud.
yeah.
Yeah. But you can also do your infill design. So you can do your own infill design. And that's not every 3D system does that on the market. So our solution, you really can go and plot, 3, 4, 5 points, and draw a V drain on your screen, and then really dig that design out. Yeah. And I think
Right.
Jack's made some videos recently, so you can check them out. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was saying, I was just going to mention that. I've noticed. Well, he did one recently, and he just plotted some things on there, and then just dug to it, and it worked. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. No, very good, very good. All right. So how does someone know which option they need? Like, how do you work it out?
Yeah, so hopefully they call us first. But the idea is really get some advice. So the idea is to really, call a specialist, whether it's us or somebody else, and really go through the solutions or talk about what you need. There are some out there that only push 3D. We really, want to understand what you need to do and the return on investment. So it could be, you could come and say, hey, I want to dig a trench. And maybe we say, look, you don't need a 3D solution. You just need a 2D solution, or you need just a magnetic receiver to start, or what's your budget? So these are the questions which we ask, and we want to learn those answers first before we, provide a solution.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It's good. Yeah, you're not just there to sell. You're actually like there
Yeah.
to help. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what do you actually get with each package? So you're talking about, you get the receiver, then you got 2D, 3D. What do you
Yeah.
actually get with each one?
Yeah, so for the 2D solution, you get a screen, a user interface, yeah, full touch screen. And then what you get is these IMU sensors, and we put those IMU sensors on, for example, the inside the hitch or on the dog bone, one on the dipper arm, main boom, and frame. And so they're all the IMU sensors. They talk to each other, and yeah, they talk back to the screen to tell basically its position. For 3D, that same amount of hardware, but then we add the GPS positioning system on top. So look, some customers do buy 2D and hire 3D, or some customers pre-wire the machine and then hire the parts they need to get a full solution.
Yeah. Yep, that's it. And if you've got a tilt hitch or a tilt rotator, does that affect anything?
No problem at all. We can talk to all major brands, so Steelwish, Engcon, yeah, all the major brands we can talk to. There's no issue.
Yeah.
It's basically everything's on what we call a CAN network, so we can plug in and see exactly the position. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good. Very good. And then, so I know you sort of just said then, like, you don't have to always start off with the 3D. So how can someone that's thinking about getting GPS, how can they sort of try it out first? What options have they got?
Yeah, so I think depending where you are located, firstly, but of course we can come out. We've got a full showroom in Epping with a live arm and a live screen, so you can really see it. We also have our own machine, so you can jump on and have a play. We can also come to site, and we've got that same table we have in our showroom. It's mobile, so we can bring it to a site. We can do a demo with a real excavator arm or a mini excavator arm and show you what it does. And we bring it to a lot of sites, in the back of the car, show them how the screen looks, and show them how simple it is. But of course, it also give you reference customers. So a lot of, we went to Bairnsdale last week. A customer wanted to see the system working. We've got other people working, so we meet them on site, jump on the machine. That's not only good to see the hardware, but it's good for two people to talk about the service, the support. What happens, if something goes wrong, and so it's really great, I guess, a testament for us to have those customers talk together. There's nothing to hide, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just reading a question here from Sydney Rockwell. How
Saw
accurate?
that.
Yeah, how accurate is a 2D, 3D with a swing boom, and how does the software know where the boom is offset?
Yep. So we've got what we call a swing boom sensor. Well, there's two ways we do it. One is a rotation sensor on bigger machines. So it's just a sensor that can read the position. But there's another sensor that we developed now as well, which is called a wire rope sensor, and it goes along the piston, and it can measure the exact position of the piston. Hence, it knows where the arm is. Yeah. So typically, we say to customers, look, 2D. Well, let's start with 3D. 3D accuracy typically is 10 mil for horizontal and 15 mil for vertical. So we always say to customers, expect 20 to 30 mil. There will be always conditions, where it is better. There'll be conditions where it's worse. So it all depends on, geographical location. Are you connected to N-trip, base station? There's quite a few parts to it, but 20 to 30 mil, I think it's it's what we say to customers. Yeah.
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 That's good. That's
It
still
all
still.
depends. It does depend also on your machine. So on an excavator, you've got a lot of play in your pins. Expect 30, 40, 50 mil. That all depends on what you got worn teeth on your bucket. They're not all the same. There are things to consider. Yeah.
Yeah. There's always going to be anomalies. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. 100%.
All right. Right. No, good question, good answer.
Yeah.
So apart from, so just say now you go ahead, you get the system, and you get 2D or 3D or whatever. What else would a customer need to buy apart from the, or need to get apart from the actual system? You know, like subscriptions or like a base
Yep.
station, or how? What else would
So
they need?
on the 2D side, if we talk about excavators, there's really nothing. It's just basically have a laser as well, and you can work. You don't need any subscriptions or any service, nothing. For the 3D side, there's a few parts to it. You need what we call an N-trip subscription. So N-trip we call it, and that means that we can connect. That's how we get the accuracy of the GPS, and also just a SIM card. So we normally manage our customer SIM cards. So they're the two subscriptions you need. What we do differently than some others in the market, so we give free remote support for life. So you don't pay any fees for us to log onto your system to upgrade the software. That's all free of charge. But if you want us to manage the files for you, so upload files to your machine, convert them, say, from a Trimble format to the standard non-proprietary format, then we charge a fee. Yeah, and some customers opt to do that in the subscription. Some customers opt to pay that as they go, depending on how many files they have.
Yeah. Yeah. And when we did the video, you were saying you guys can remotely log into someone's screen and help them out when
Yeah.
not
So as long
without
as you've
sending.
got, as long as you've got 4G coverage, we can log in. Typically on guys, in rural locations, we'll put a booster there as well for the 4G. So really, we can log onto your machine. We can't log on without you accepting us or requesting it, which is good. And then we can log in, see exactly what you're doing. And we do that not only to fault find, but also to train. So a customer, there's a picture on my Instagram feed, and a guy drew basically on his hand a V-drain with some steps and what he wanted. He took a picture of it, and we made it happen remotely. He didn't know how to explain it, so he drew, really a stepped V-drain on his hand. So, and I've got a picture on our Instagram, and that's exactly really what happened. So it's great. Yeah.
There you go. No, it's good. Good that you guys can do that, offer that service.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
There's a few
JJ,
questions.
yeah, JJH Excavations is asking, does a magnetic mount receiver work with lasers that do slopes? He means,
Yes,
like for
100%.
batters. You
Yep.
can?
Yep. So if you've got a sloped laser, just imagine that magnetic receiver basically is a handheld receiver, but just strapped to the excavator arm.
Yeah.
So if it's a slope, no issue.
Yeah. I'll tell you a funny story, man. I've had my laser for so many years. I still don't know how the slope function works properly on it, man. I never know how to use it properly. Anyway, it just shows. I just do the flat stuff with it. That's it. All right. So, what are some of your limitations? Oh, sorry, JJH is saying perfect. So, is he happy with that answer?
Good.
Yeah. What are some of the limitations? Like, can the machine ever be like too old to have your stuff on there, or something like that?
No, it's never issue too old. I mean, we've got, we did an install 3 weeks ago. It was 8,500 hours on an excavator. It had a lot of play on it, but yeah, we can do any machine really. But just obviously don't expect 20 mil accuracy with an old banged out machine. So really, any age machine, there's no issue. Any size machines, no issue as well. So there's other brands in the market that charge you more for a 20-ton machine or more for a 30-ton machine because it's bigger. It's the same price with us. So whether it's a 10-ton, 15-ton, 50-ton, it's the same price. It's just a few extra cables which we absorb, and off we go.
Oh,
So that's
very good.
important to note as well.
There you go, man. That's a good note. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
And we spoke a little bit about accuracy just before. So, how accurate did you say it was that you were the technology?
Yeah, so GPS accuracy, typically, if you look at a data sheet, it's 8 to 10 mil for horizontal and 12 to 15 mil for vertical accuracy. When we put that on a machine and go, through our IMU sensors all the way down to the bucket, we say to customers 20 to 30 mil is what you can expect.
Yeah.
But of course, you can put that bucket directly on a point that was stored with a rover and be within 5-10 mil. Yeah, so expect 20 to 30 mil. That's, I think, a safe thing.
Yeah. And then what about like on skid steers, like when you have the blade, the blades on the
Yeah,
front?
so on
How accurate
a
can you get?
front-mounted blade, so an automatic front-mounted blade, really it's 2 to 3 mil, and it all depends on what accuracy or what type of valves you have. So there's two types of valves in the market: on-off valves or proportional valves. proportional valves just let enough oil get through to get you to the right position. So yeah, 2 to 3 mil typically. We also have even 1 mil solutions. So yeah, there are some customers doing bowling greens who really, they obviously go quite slow. There's things to know. Or on sand pros that go on a golf course, really 1 mil accuracy. Yeah, it's
Wow.
possible. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy, man. That's accurate. That is accurate.
Yeah, there's things, of course, you need to make sure your laser is capable, you're not too far away, but yeah, you can achieve quite good accuracy.
Yeah. Jack Healy's mentioning EMBE hire. He's mentioning waterproofing is probably something to mention. Is he talking about waterproofing
Yes.
of the equipment or?
Yeah, so our 2D and 3D solutions is a huge benefit. They're fully submersible in water, the sensors. Not all brands are. So, we've got a contractor at the moment who's doing basically extending some ports or digging underwater. So we can really go 15 to 20 meters on a long reach underwater without a submersion kit, just straight under and away you go. Typically, we'll put a dredging kit on. That's where we protect the cables in some hydraulic piping, or we put what we call a bash box over the sensor because you don't know obviously what you're digging down there. But straight underwater, not an issue at all. Yeah,
Oh, there you go, man. So dredging and stuff, yeah, you can just go straight in the water
go
with
straight
your
in.
equipment and that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Wow. Hey, going back to the dumpies, when it rains, everyone panics and quickly starts covering them with jackets and that. Is that really necessary? Like, are they waterproof?
Depends on the brand. Yeah,
Oh.
so there are brands out there that aren't waterproof, and those tool shops are one of them. So be careful out there. But yeah, always check the IP rating. Typically, will say what the IP rating is. And look on survey instruments, definitely they need to be covered up with the optics. But typically, a laser level these days, majority are waterproof or at least rainproof. Yeah.
Yeah.
So either you look at our pipe lasers, they're fully submersible, so we can submerge our pipe lasers underwater. There was a contractor that does some work for us, and he mentioned his pipe laser got washed down the drain. Stayed in the drain under 2 meters of water for almost a week. Pulled it out, still worked. To
Holy
give you an
moly.
idea. So
Holy
yeah,
shit.
so
Bloody hell.
yeah,
There
there
you
was some
go.
panic there for a while, but yeah, no, all good, all good.
Yeah, it's not cheap. Not cheap to lose one of those in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, man. And what about vibrations? Like, just say you're using a hammer and stuff a lot, because we use a lot of those, or shake a bucket or something. How does that affect your sensors and things?
Yeah, so again, some brands are affected. Yeah, we've got a really high-end IMU sensor, so we can put it on. We're one of the brands you can put it with a hammer. Not an issue at all. Yeah, it's really quite steady. It's got a lot of basically it's a full potted sensor, so there's no moving parts in it. So we can handle those vibrations, no issue.
All right. Awesome. And your installations, do you do, I know I answered this a little bit on the video as well last time, but do you guys install on site or just at the factory? Like,
Yeah,
how's it
we can.
work?
We can do both. So we can either install on site, or of course we can install in the factory. Typically, we give some financial incentives to bring the machine to our factory. And the reason we like that is, look, it's a nicer environment. We don't have to deal with Melbourne weather to start with, but also
Yeah.
just it's a nicer environment for the guys. Our installers like it when it's at our office. If we have to customize a bracket, yeah, it's all in house. But again, if you're somewhere remote, we'll come to site, we'll install. There's no issue.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Good. And how long does it usually take to get like a 2D or 3D system installed?
Yeah, so typically 2 to 3 days. Typically it's 2 days. Most customers will come in, we'll give them a bit of handover training on the spot, or at least how to request help and how to log in. But of course, then after we install the system, we'll typically come to site, do some handover training, or we'll do it remotely via remote support. And that's the beauty of doing training over remote support is we don't do all the training at once. We do what you need to do now. You might come back in 2 weeks, ask us how to do an infill design, because the problem with training is if you give somebody a lot of information at once, like anything, a lot of it just goes over the top.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's better to do that live as you build confidence with the system, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like that. I need to do like hands-on and work with it and then ask questions as I'm going, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, if I
100%.
yeah, I
Yeah.
can't always think of everything beforehand, yeah.
Mhm.
So training, yeah, obviously you do some after sales training and that. What about finance? Like I imagine they're not like it's not a cheap exercise. So do you guys offer some type of finance or something?
Yeah, so we've got in-house options these days, we only brought that on probably about a year and a half ago. We brought some on-board, finance options. But look, a lot of customers still have their own, finance companies they like to deal with, and look, there's no issue for us. We just send through the documents and away we go. So yeah, if you need finance, we can organize that, or you can go through your own company. There's no issue.
Yeah. And then what about if I'm buying a machine like through an OEM? Can I say to them, listen, I'm buying this machine, but I want a MOBA system installed? And then what happens is
100%.
who
Yeah, so
calls you,
they'll
the dealership?
typically typically the dealership will call us. We'll organize everything with them. They'll put it all through this on the one invoice, and typically what happens behind the scenes is that finance company will pay us directly for our portion. They'll pay for the machine on the other side of the portion, but it's all on the one finance. Yeah, so
Yeah.
definitely we do that, yeah, quite often as well.
Yeah, that's good. It's good for people that need to get finance for the whole lot,
Yeah,
so they prefer to
and
do packaging.
typically you can get a better rate when you put GPS on the machine. Typically you can get a better rate than if you were to do that separately as well. So that's an advantage. Yeah.
Yeah, true. If you incorporate it all with your finance package for the whole machine, and that, yeah, you
Yeah.
might get it at like a 1%, a couple of percent rather than 8% for
Yeah.
just the
Yeah.
GPS because you don't have to justify
Yeah.
it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. All right, so you're probably better off people as well. Yeah, packaging it together with your machines.
Mm.
And what can people do? What advice can you give to someone that's thinking about getting it, or what do you suggest is a good way for them to get better prepared for getting GPS systems?
I think customers or people need to really do their own research. So the return on investment, are they going to be able to charge more for the system? Yeah, or having it on the machine. Is it a want? Is it a need? There's a lot of civil sites where you need GPS. So typically you will not get on that site without GPS. And then there's other customers who really just want it to be more efficient. And that's the other type of customer. So I think really do your own, research. Look for brands that are reputable. I've been in the business now 24 years. We've seen a lot of companies come and go in that time. So that's not only on 2D or 3D, but even just laser levels. There's different brands that have come and gone. And I guess, you really just want to make sure, you're not buying because it might be an attractive price today and not understanding. And I think it's really important for 2D and 3D support is paramount. So you want to buy from a reputable company. Are they going to be able to offer you support, when you need it? Do they offer remote support? What's the team like? So these things are I think, very important. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, some valid points there. Very, very valid.
Yeah.
And what are some of the like? How do you guys make yourselves stand out? I suppose you've got a couple of good things that you mentioned already during the session, but what are some of the things that you do differently to your competitors?
Look, we're not a corporate company. I mean, it's quite a flat hierarchy. So look, typically our team they know our customer base quite well. Customers grow their business with us. We're not pushy salespeople. There are others that are pushy. So look, we really want to understand what the business is, what they're looking to do, and how you can grow with us and we can grow with you. So that's one way we stand out. I think we also, on the service side, we support our products extremely well because we're not just the reseller, we're the manufacturer. So we can provide a lot more to customers than what some others can. That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And what about like the future? Like, where do you see the future of like your product with the way everything's going? Like, how do you see it happening?
Yes, demand is definitely growing. So look, if you look on the mining side, semi-automation, full automation is definitely here and coming, and it's already here. There's those that are fully automatic these days. But on civil sites, there's more requests for digitalization and GPS. So it only makes demand for us more. Yeah. So whether that's a rover taking as built positions or whether it's big into a design, the need for GPS is only growing. So yeah.
Yeah, I think we're just eventually going to have to move with technology. It's just going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. No, very good, man. That's good to see that you guys are providing such a good service and yeah, very knowledgeable. So I'm sure everyone can sort of hear that. Is there anything that you would like to add? Have I like not ask, something that you want
No,
people to
I
know about?
think I think I think you've got it all. I think we've got it covered all. I mean, if there's any questions that still come through for what we've got left, definitely, yeah, put some questions up. Um, but look, we are very passionate. You know, I've been in the industry 24 years. It still gets me out of bed every morning, and not only me, our whole team are very passionate about what we do. So definitely, yeah, feel free to give us a call, and yeah, we can see how we can assist. That's for sure.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And what's some of the best ways that people can get in touch with yourselves?
Yeah, so of course our website, which is moba.com.au. You can also buy some box products directly from our online shop, which is moba-parts.com.au. On that one, you can get a 10% discount with using the eWorks Hub um, a discount code. That's only
Yeah,
for a limited time, so it will change later to 5%. So definitely jump on and take advantage of that. And
excellent.
look, we're across all social media, so Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, we're on all of it. So look, we get a lot of customers ask us questions on that, and definitely, yeah, definitely you can put a question there and we can assist.
Yeah, excellent, man. That's good. And yeah, thank you for offering that to all the Earthworks Hub followers. So if you didn't catch that, if you want to buy any products online on the MOBA online store, put in the code eWorks Hub at checkout, and you'll get a 10% discount. And that's only for a limited time. Yeah. So
Yep.
after a while, it's going to go down to 5%. So if you want the 10%, jump on there and buy what you need now.
Yep.
So
And
that's good.
look,
So thank you.
you can buy those magnetic receivers, you can buy lasers there. So yeah, definitely you can't buy 2D and 3D systems there, but you can definitely buy box products there. Yeah.
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 Good, man. Thank you. Thank you for offering that to all my listeners.
No, no problem.
All right. No, I'm really happy that you came on and had this chat with us. I'm really happy that everyone was interacting. So it's good to see some good questions there. And yeah, if anyone is interested in knowing some more stuff about MOBA, you can either send me a message or straight to Daniel on like the stuff that he spoke about earlier. Um, Thank you, Daniel, very much for joining us.
No, thank you, and thanks for the questions that came through, and thanks for having us as a sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really support what you're doing, and yeah, the feedback's been very good. So yeah, continue the work and continue the live feeds and everything else you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, I'll let you log off,
Yep.
and then
Perfect.
I'll do the last bit of formalities here,
No
and
problem.
I suppose I'll speak to you soon anyway, man. But yeah, I'll let you log off. Thanks very
Yep.
much, Daniel.
Thank you. Take care. Cheers,
See you,
guys.
man. Bye bye. All right, so Daniel's gone. What a gentleman, man. What a top bloke. Daniel Ramondetta. All right. Ascend Earthworks, you're saying another great interview. Thank you very much, man. All your comments and that, I really appreciate it, man. I love the fact that we're putting people together. I brought together, I think it was Jaws, Bobcats, and something else. Made an inquiry the other day with MOBA as well through one of my videos. So it's good to see. I'm connecting people. Things are happening. So really, really good to see. So and thank you to everyone that joined me tonight as well. I was really appreciative of that. Okay, so there you go. So that was Daniel from MOBA, one of our sponsors. Get yourself a 10% discount if you go to their website and type in eWorks Hub. So like you said, you can get that on the laser levels, on the receivers and stuff. So yeah, use it, man. 10% is a fair bit on like those bigger amounts. Um, Further to that, you can also go on to Two Savage, Hard Hat Watches, and you can get yourself discounts there. Digga as well. So if you type in eWorks Hub, you'll get a discount with Digga. And I can see people are using them because I get reports from those guys saying, when people use the code, and people are using them, so they're getting the discounts. So that's good to see, man. Let's use it, utilize it. Why not? It's there. Um, Also, if you want to buy yourself some merch, I posted up a video this week. I went and bought myself a whole bunch of merch because I still have to pay for my own merch. But I bought like heaps of stuff to see what it looks like because I like to know that what I'm sending out is actually good stuff. And it is. Everything's really good. Like these bucket hats are really good. And take my word for it. Like my doctor told me about my ear, I'm going to be wearing a bucket hat when I'm outside from now on, man, because my ears turned all crispy on top, and that's irreparable. Apparently, you can't fix. I can't fix that. So I'll be wearing a bucket hat from now on, and you can get beanies on there for when it's winter. So yeah, everything's good, man. All the quality is good. So Like I said, I like to make sure that I'm not sending out crap when people buy stuff. All right, so get yourself some merch. Go to earthworkshub.com.au, click on shop, and you can go and get some of that merch, like I just said. Curtis has joined. Curtis, how you going? You missed out a bit earlier. I made the announcement about RecordTime being a sponsor / partner. So Curtis, as I said a bit earlier, is from RecordTime, and I'll be interviewing him shortly to tell us a bit more about RecordTime. So keep your eyes peeled for that. What else is there? Make sure that you guys are following me on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. There's a Facebook group. Go to Earthworks Hub. Put your business on there. If you've got any type of business, anything to do with earthworks, anything to do with construction, you'll see a whole list of categories on there. If your business is in one of those categories, you can list your business on there so that everyone can find you. At the moment, I've got free listings until Christmas, so you can list your business for free on there. So go on there. If you're looking for workers or you're a worker looking for work, you can actually put yourself on there as well. What else is there? I've got events on there, tip sites. So if you're doing a job and you're not sure where to take material, you can click on tip sites, what location you're in, and it will find one close to you. You can add more tip sites. And it's all free, man. So if you have a tip site that you know of, add it in there, put it in so other people can find it and use it, especially if you've got your own tip site. And what else? Yeah, make sure that you're following me on all those channels. Also Spotify and Apple Podcast. And these episodes that I do every Sunday also get uploaded every week. So look out for this episode this week. It's past 9 o'clock. I've talked a lot. I hope you enjoyed tonight's session. We had Daniel from MOBA on. Very, very good episode. I'll post it up this week. Guys, have a excellent week. It is getting warm. So, like I said, get yourself a bucket hat if you want one. Stay hydrated, stay sun safe. And I will see you guys on the next episode. Take care, guys.